Good, y'all? It's your boy Chinadu. I'm here with another episode of the ChinChat. I know it's been a minute since I recorded something. Last time I was fresh shaven, didn't have a beard, had a little cut. You feel me? But I had to change it up. Different season, different look. But anyway, I know you guys have known that Kobe Bean Bryant passed away with his daughter in the tragic passing. He was in a helicopter and they're flying over Calabasas and then they crashed. So that was devastating to me because personally I loved Kobe Bryant. He was like my superhero. He was the reason why I fell in love with basketball. So it was a tragic passing. It took me a while, took me a minute to get over, but the Mamba mentality lives on forever. As you can see, I'm showing love to him with the book and the jersey. So just showing him love. The All-Star Weekend just took place this past weekend, and honestly, from top to bottom, it was an amazing weekend. From the Rising Stars Challenge to the dunk contest to the All-Star game that took place yesterday, it was amazing. I definitely thought that the players brought the energy, the much-needed energy. They brought that to the arena. They brought it to the Windy City of Chicago. Some would say that's the mecca of basketball, but they really brought that energy, and I loved it as a basketball fan. The All-Star Weekend to me is like, I feel like a kid in a candy store every time it's the All-Star Weekend. It's like a national holiday to me. I love it so much. So just seeing that, seeing the game yesterday where the first quarter, of course, there is the usual no defense in the All-Star game. And then as the quarters went on, the intensity raised each and every quarter. So that was amazing to me. And I liked how from the intros, Common's intros, how he got everybody's names to rhyme, especially with Giannis. When he was doing the intros, when he was getting to Giannis, I was like, I don't know how he's gonna make Giannis's name rhyme, but he made it work, So that's just the lyrical genius that he is. So I love that, and then also to the game, get into the game, like we saw things that we haven't seen in a while. First off, Chris Paul with the out. Somebody threw an alley-oop to Chris Paul and he dunked it. When's the last time you've seen Chris Paul dunk? Like, let's be real. So that, to me, that was amazing. But it was a great game, and I loved how they named the MVP award after Kobe. The only thing that I would change, though, they call it the Kia NBA All-Star Game Kobe Bryant MVP Award. Just change it. Just simplify it to Kobe Bryant MVP Award. Like, we don't need all that extra stuff in the beginning. Like, let's simplify it so that everybody's not saying like a whole long sentence when they're talking about the MVP award. But I peeped that Kawhi won the MVP award. He was amazing from start to finish. He was 8 from 14 from 3. He almost broke his teammates Paul George's all-star record for most threes made in the game. So that was great. He played a great game. Giannis also had a great game too. Like, the stars came out to play last night, and that was very exciting to see. I love the concept. This was a new concept that they introduced. I personally think that Adam Silver is one of the greatest commissioners ever. He's a constant innovator. He's not afraid of change. He's not afraid to try new things, and that should teach us something that don't be afraid to try new things. Always strive to be the best. Always strive to make changes and make improvements. But I loved it. This game get back to the kids, the less fortunate kids, which also should tell us too that we should try and give back to as much as we can, give back to the communities, because somebody paved the way for us to be where we are today. So it's it's best for us to just constantly give back and constantly help those who are less fortunate. So I really liked how the NBA pushed that narrative yesterday, and it was a great game. Now we're officially into the second half of the season. This is where rosters get shorter. This is where competition starts to rise. Everybody's trying to make that playoff push. Everybody's trying to find that team chemistry in order to get into the postseason. So I have my top four to five teams in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. And so since my team is in the Western Conference, I'm going to start off with the Western Conference. So my top 5 teams in the Western Conference are the Lakers. I love the Lakers. They have that traditional championship formula with the big man and the point guard and LeBron and AD. They have a bunch of size with Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. Boogie might come back. There's been reports that Boogie might come back in April, so they're primed to make a run. We just need another playmaker. So we're hoping on Rondo to be that playoff Rondo that we're used to seeing. So it's still a couple of months to the postseason, so we'll see. My second team is the Clippers. Honestly, from top to bottom, from the head coach to the players to the bench, they're phenomenal. They have Kawhi now, Paul George, P. Bev is a dog on defense. Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell's been having a great year, so that's a great team. They have the depth. They have the playmakers. They're a defensive-minded team, so look for them to really make a big playoff push. My third team is the Jazz. I really like the Jazz. After Donovan Mitchell, Bojan Bogdanovic was a great pickup in the offseason. He's averaging just around 20 points per game, which is one of the best averages for his position. So I think that he was a great addition. It all depends on Mike Conley, though. Mike Conley, he's been injured a lot this season, so because of that, he's been having a very inconsistent season. So if he can come back in the playoffs and be healthy, look for that team to pull some upsets. My other team is the Rockets. You have two former MVPs in James Harden and Russell Westbrook, and they committed to the small ball lineup. They got rid of Capella, their center, which spaces the floor, allows Harden and Westbrook to drive the lane and kick it out to shooters. They're known for that corner three. They love three-point shooting. A team that lives and dies by the three, they're kind of shaky because it's like, all right, if they're hitting on that night, then they're blowing out any team. They're beating any team on any given night. But if they're not hitting, and we saw what happened when they didn't hit, they missed 27 threes in a row when they had the Warriors on the brink of elimination, Game 7 at home, and they couldn't close it out. That's because they missed 27 straight threes. So with them, I'm looking to see if that three ball is going to be sustainable, and also is that small ball lineup going to be sustainable. I'm also looking at the Nuggets too. They have the second best record in the West, but I don't know. I think Jokic, I like Jokic, but to me, he's kind of like a timid superstar, though. I think that Jokic, I don't know. He's not really a killer per se. And Jamal Murray's been playing really well this year, though. So I think that with his improved play, and they have depth too. They go 9 to 10 deep. So I think they're a team that you should watch out for. And it's always hard to win in Denver, the Mile High City. So Denver is definitely a team. That's why I have them in my top 5. Going to the East, though, my top 5 is my number 1 team is the Bucks. I love the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis has improved his play every single season. He won MVP last year, and he's having an even better season this year. He's my clear-cut favorite for the MVP. I have LeBron is still in the race, but for right now, if the season ended today, I'm going with Giannis as my MVP. My only question with that team is everybody around them. Like I said, Giannis is having a great year, but Chris Middleton, he needs to be that all-star every night that we know he's capable of being. Chris Middleton, he's a nice 3-and-D guy. He can get to the hoop, can score at any given will. So it's like he needs to be that guy. He needs to be Giannis's sidekick, and a legit sidekick, somebody that you can depend on for them to go anywhere. Because when Giannis plays bad, they also lose. So granted, they've been having a great season. They're on pace to win around 67 to 70 games. They rank top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. So, that's a team. They can very well find themselves playing in June. I wouldn't be surprised. At number 2, I have the Sixers, and it's crazy. They've been having such an inconsistent year, but I still like the Sixers. I'm a believer in the Sixers. I watch them from time to time, and they have very quality wins. They've beaten the best teams in the league. They've beaten the Bucks. They've beaten the Lakers. They've beaten the Clippers. They've beaten the Celtics. So the Sixers, once they get everything clicking, once Embiid and Simmons' chemistry is strengthened and it's solidified, look for that team to cause problems in the playoffs. My only thing is, because their record is so bad on the road, they would have to get a top 4 seed in order to avoid playing on the road, because they suck on the road. So they want to have home court advantage. So the only way you can get that is if you're a top 4 seed. So that's what I'm going to be looking at as they make that playoff push, that if they can, buckle up and get one of those top 4 seeds in the East. At number 3, I have the Celtics. The Celtics have 4 guys that can give you 20 or more any given night. So in that case, they're a scary team. Yeah, they're a little small, but they have the formula. And I really like Jason Tatum. I think he's their best player. And with the Celtics, they're going to go as he goes. If he can up his play in the playoffs, then they have a really good chance of making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And finally, I have the Heat. The Heat, they're a great team. Jimmy Butler took that challenge to go to South Beach, and Jimmy Butler is South Beach. And what I mean by that is that he is a blue collar guy, hard nosed, hard worker. Like, he expects the most out of his teammates every given night. And because of that, because they have somebody like that leading them, that's raising the play of Bam Adebayo. You have guys like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robertson, Kendrick Nunn, an undrafted rookie in the Rookie of the Year talks. Like, they have a great team. My only concern with them is that, in the playoffs, the game kind of slows down, and it's a new season. So only Jimmy Butler has that playoff experience. So I'm going to be looking at the other pieces, the guys who is going to be their first or second years there. Like, all right, are you guys going to step up and help Jimmy Butler? But I'm telling you right now, the Miami Heat, they are going to be a tough out. I would not want to see them in the playoffs. And finally, I have to show love to the defending champs, the Toronto Raptors. I'm actually shocked. I didn't think they were going to be this good. Like, granted, they only lost Kawhi, but Kawhi's a big piece. Kawhi was the reigning Finals MVP, like the Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best two-way players, if not the best two-way player in the league today. So I thought that, I was like, all right, the Raptors are going to struggle a little bit. But no, they're currently sitting at second in the East. So this is a team that shouldn't be slept on. Pascal Siakam is playing lights out. Serge Ibaka is playing well. Fred VanVleet is playing well. And the one thing I love about the Raptors is that a lot of their guys are from the G League. So a lot of their guys literally started from the bottom. So anybody who's looking to make it should look at the Toronto Raptors like, wow, like a lot of their guys started from nothing, and now like they're playing on a championship team. So something like that is extremely motivating. I think that is such a great story. Nick Nurse is a fabulous coach. So look for the Toronto Raptors to turn some heads in the playoffs. Like, they could very well find themselves in the Eastern Conference Finals too. So don't sleep on the Toronto Raptors. But that is where I'm at. Those are my top 4, top 5 teams in the East and the West. MVP, like I said, right now, I would have Giannis. Rookie of the Year, I have Ja Morant. But to me, it's going to come down to if the Pelicans or the Grizzlies, which one of those teams makes the playoffs. I think that whatever team makes the playoffs, then it's like, all right, that person has to get Rookie of the Year. But Ja Morant has been a model of consistency all season. Granted, Zion, he hasn't played. Zion just came back like a month ago, but Zion has been very efficient. He just set a career high in points the other day in 32 points. He makes the Pelicans not only fun to watch, but he makes them better. So him teamed up with Brandon Ingram, Young Zoe, Lonzo Ball. A lot of people have been slept on him, but he's having a great year. A lot of people are slept on Brandon Ingram too, but he's having a great year too. He's in the running for most improved. So look out for the Pelicans. So I think whoever makes it out of the Pelicans and the Grizzlies, that's who you have to give Rookie of the Year to. So I'm going to be looking at that. But like I said, this All-Star Weekend was great, and I am excited for the second half of the year, and you should be too. So this is your update. If you haven't been watching, tune in now. This is a great time of year for basketball. The NCAA tourney is about to start too. Like, shout out to Baylor, they're having a great year. UConn just picked up a quality win the other day against Memphis. Right now, they are outside of the tourney. That's what Joe Lunardi has them at. So hopefully they can make this late push, do really well in the conference tournament, and make the tourney. Also with the girls haven't been really playing that well this season. They've been losing to like the championship contenders, Oregon, South Carolina, Team Baylor. They're losing to teams like that. So I mean, I trust Gino though 100%. We've seen him do this time and time again. So look for them to make a push during the tourney time too. I think that when the tourney time comes, a flip is going to switch, and that they're going to really lock in and just become consistent and just take care of business. This is another episode of the ChinChat. Once again, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. We miss you. We love you. And everybody just have a great week. Chase your dreams and continue to strive to be the best you can be. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. You can follow me on IG at AirChinny24. That's 2 N's, not 1 N. AirChinny. I said Trini. AirChinny24 though. So Give me a follow on Insta, and if you want to talk sports, hit me up. I'm available. I'm always down to debate sports. I'm always down to debate basketball. So let me know. All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.